Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? What is happening? What's going on? Let's get straight into it today. I didn't do a pre-shuffle. I don't feel like I really pre-shuffle anymore. I don't really feel called to pre-shuffle a lot of the time. My cards did like I did feel I've been feeling more connected to my cards lately. Um it reminds me of my relationship with my other creative endeavors where I'm hesitant to create when I'm not feeling my best or when I feel like there's a lot going on. It kind of, I don't know, I just feel like there's like a little block when I'm not feeling my best. Some of you lot could resonate with that. Your first card is Hermit Energy. I see somebody really being introspective. You're trying to decide, not decide, it's like you're trying to see the way forward. Um, you're trying to see the way forward. You could be trying to learn more about yourself. Some of you could be starting your spiritual journey or deepening your relationship with spirit, with the universe, with God, Goddess, the Most High, the universe, Mother Earth, your ancestors, your spirit team, your angels, your guides. Some of you could be meditating more. Some of you are just spending more time by yourself. Um, some of you, I'm hearing you're curious about yourself. You're curious about the person that you are. Some of you may feel like you don't really know yourselves. You could be realizing or coming to terms with some new aspect of yourself. I'm hearing neurodivergence. Is the call coming from inside the house? I'm hearing you need to use your discernment. Some of you need to be intentional with the media that you take in, the music that you listen to, the movies you watch, the TV shows, the podcasts, the commentary I'm hearing, the streamers, the artists. Take note of the things that you are creating. And if you are not creating, ask yourself why. Be curious about yourself. Some of you are on this journey already. Yeah, for some of you, this is a complete 180. I'm hearing the matrix. So some of you feel like, you've become quote unquote woke. You're no longer asleep. You're realizing things that you never realized before. I'm hearing observation. So some of you could be becoming, I'm hearing acutely aware of your environment, acutely aware of the systems that are in place that are keeping your society. I'm hearing afloat, upright, standing. I'm seeing something being held up by 2 columns, 4 columns. I'm seeing a building. There's a name for this building that I'm seeing, but I don't know the name for it. It's like there are multiple columns on the front. It's like a very grand entrance. Um, the roof is pointed, like a traditional roof. I mean, traditional depending on where you're from. Um, it's a pointed roof. It's a huge building. It's got lots of columns around it. There's a huge door. I'm hearing temple. So for some of you, you could be going to a temple. For some of you, this temple is symbolic. It's your body. For some of you, that temple is your mind. For some of you, I'm hearing that temple is where your soul rests. So maybe some of you are putting a lot of effort into your home. You could be going to some kind of religious institution. You could be spending more time by yourself, praying, meditating, um, resting. I'm hearing breathing. You could be doing breathing exercises. Excuse me, confirmation, but you could be doing yoga. Um, I'm hearing Reiki. I'm hearing anything therapeutic. Maybe some of you are being called to lean into some kind of therapy, whether it be talking therapy, whether it be physical therapy. I'm hearing physiotherapy. For some of you, it's psychotherapy. For some of you, it could be massage. I'm hearing indentation. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know the meaning of the word indentation, but I don't know how it correlates to therapy. Um, I'm also seeing someone going for acupuncture. I'm seeing somebody engaging in hypnosis. I'm seeing somebody going to a spa. There's this energy of having to look after yourself and needing that in this moment. This is the season to pour into yourself. I'm hearing this is the season to give yourself what you need. I'm hearing that some of you could have grown up in an environment that didn't encourage self care or really put much emphasis or importance upon looking after oneself and being intentional in doing so. I'm hearing giver. Somebody could have been raised in an environment where giving was emphasized, but receiving and taking was not emphasized upon. It was probably, I'm hearing frowned upon. Um, yeah, there's this energy of like, so I'm hearing the word self sacrificial. Some of you could have been raised in an environment coming from mindsets where it was encouraged, or cultures even, I'm hearing, where it was encouraged to give everything you have to others and leave yourself with nothing. Um, I'm hearing in the hopes that God would give you more. Um, I'm also seeing a story um, about a man who's drowning. Um, and these people are passing by and they're like, "Do you want some help?" And he's like, "No, no, no, God will save me." And another person passes by and they're like, "Do you need some help?" And he's like, "No, no, no, God will save me." And the third person comes by and they're like, "Do you need some help?" And this guy's like, "No, no, no, God will save me." And the guy drowns, and when he meets God, he says, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God said, "I sent you three people to help you." Um, so there's a need to ask for help, to receive help, to accept help, to be open to help. I'm specifically seeing the word open. Um, that could be speaking to open in your mind, open in your heart. Um, I'm hearing open in your doors. Use your discernment. I personally find it very difficult to live with people, to have people in my home, but I make time to see people out of my home, outside of my four walls. I make time to see loved ones, to speak with loved ones, and I do that when I have the capacity. So when God gives me the capacity to give, I don't give to my detriment. Yeah, I don't give so much. Well, yeah, I don't give so much to where when I've finished giving, there's nothing left for me. There should always be something left for you. There should always be something left for you. You deserve it too. You deserve your own energy. You are deserving of the energy and the love and the effort that you pour into others. I'm hearing you are deserving of the waters that flow through you. I'm seeing blood moving through veins, moving through the body, pumping, being pumped by the heart. Um, I'm seeing organs working in tandem, working simultaneously, working as a team. Yeah, so just back to this idea of asking for help, of receiving help, of working together. Um, some of you would benefit from cultivating a team of professionals, of loved ones, I'm hearing online community that can pour into you while you're in this hermit energy, that can pour into you when you come out of this hermit energy, that can, I'm hearing, share your values, share your interests. I'm hearing the words special interests. So some of you could be autistic or some other form of neurodivergent, and it would be beneficial for you, or could be beneficial for you, to pour into your special interests, to invest into your joy. I'm hearing invest into your happiness, invest into your joy, invest into your excitement, what excites you. I keep, throughout these readings, I keep getting this energy of people who are very, I'm hearing full of heart. Yeah, I'm sensing an energy of people who are very brave, of people who are very giving. Your fault is what I'm hearing. Some of you could have been in situations where people have taken your kindness for weakness and kind of ridiculed you for being who you are. But that doesn't mean that you need to change. Just because someone doesn't like peaches doesn't mean a peach needs to change. A peach just needs to find who love peaches. The Ace of Pentacles. Some of you are starting a new journey, finding value in things that you're finding the value in. I'm hearing intrinsic value, value that's not added or removed or altered in any way. It's value that was always there, energy that was always there, movement that was always there, abundance that was always there. Some of you are coming out of this hermit energy into this, I'm hearing, a hopeful, optimistic attitude. I'm hearing someone's looking forward to how things could be rather than despairing upon how they are or how they were. You could be pouring into your hobbies, investing into starting a business. Some of you are going at this alone. Some of you are finding it difficult to, I'm hearing, weigh your priorities, manage your priorities. I'm hearing some of you may have children, and there's a lot to balance, there's a lot to manage. You're thinking about a lot of things, you've got a lot to consider. Before you can, I'm hearing, securely hold this pentacle. It's not having the pentacle or being able to keep it. It's a matter of finding the space to hold it. I'm seeing somebody's hand. I'm seeing somebody doing a trick with a coin where they through their fingers. I'm also seeing that same hand holding shopping bags, holding a bottle, holding lots of different things. There's something about balance. There's something about managing decisions, making decisions, responsibilities. I'm hearing the word adulting. So some feel like you've got a lot on your head, a lot that you have to carry, and you're working through that. What else? Some of you are planning. You feel like you can't just go into something with the Page of Wands energy. You kind of have to think about it. You've got to plan. You've got to through things. You've got to move things around. You've got a lot of things to consider. Some of you feel stuck by this decision. Some of you feel like this journey is calling you, but you don't know how to get out of the current situation or how to maneuver your current situation to work for your benefit, I'm hearing. For some of you, there's a female energy that is being pessimistic and kind of I'm specifically seeing a mother figure. So for some of you, there could be a mother figure or a feminine energy around you, not necessarily a woman, who kind of overthinks and is very cautious, I'm hearing. Yeah, this person could have a poverty mindset. This person could be pessimistic. This person could be trying to prevent you from experiencing something that they experience. So this doesn't necessarily need to come from a place of malice or, wishing bad things upon you, but more so from a place of trying to prevent you from making decisions and encouraging you to be intentional with the plans that you're making, the time that you're spending, the investments that you're making, so that you can feel comfortable and confident in the decisions once they have been made and once things are moving. For some of you, this is, I'm hearing a discussion as to what steps you're going to take. I'm getting the energy of somebody that's quite young. So for some of you, it could be the decision between taking a gap year and going straight on to higher education. Excuse me, confirmation about some of you could want to explore the world. Some of you could want to, I'm hearing, travel with your partner. I'm hearing you, for whoever this specific portion is resonating for, is somebody who has a very promising career, and there's somebody that you feel like is trying to hold you back, but they're actually trying to encourage you to just make the decision that is best for you. And I'm also hearing that you need to, there's something about being open. Again, this idea of being open, this idea of being, I'm hearing a vessel for giving and receiving. So if somebody's, giving me advice, I don't necessarily take what they say for gospel, but I trust that if it's someone that I love and trust, that they're going to tell me what they think is best, and that I should trust my discernment and take inspired action and, trust my intuition and talk to the Most High about it, talk to God, Goddess, whoever it is that you pray to, for the guidance, taking into account what this person who is potentially older and wiser than me knows. But age and wisdom doesn't necessarily negate the experience of the individual. So just because something is right, what's right for the goose is not, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, essentially. So what is for somebody else and somebody else's experience doesn't determine your own experience, and if that same thing will be wrong or right for you. So yeah, I'm getting that you really want this new beginning, or this new beginning is inevitable. It's going to come whether you like it or not. You're at a position where, someone's at a position where the ending is imminent. and inevitable. And before that ending comes, there's a need to make a plan for what to do. So, for example, if so I'm seeing somebody who is finishing, whether it be exams or, a certain chapter, they're finishing a certain chapter in their life, even if this isn't somebody who is, 18, 21 kind of age. I'm getting the energy that somebody is at a crossroad where they have an opportunity to go into a new venture, a new beginning, specifically in terms of personal growth manifestation, in terms of career, in terms of building some kind of abundance, in terms of experiencing something new. At the same time, the ending that is coming, and there's a need at this current time to plan for what happens after the ending. I'm getting that if you wait until the ending comes, it's too late. You could already be making your next move. I'm getting the vision of somebody. Um, I'm seeing racers. Um, I'm hearing 400 meters. I don't even know if that's correct. I'm hearing 400 meters. I'm seeing somebody passing a baton. So there's a moment between two teammates on a racetrack where one is moving forward and one is moving forward at full speed and the other is moving forward at a slower speed. Um, but if the person in front was to wait until the person behind reached them, they would already be behind. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to somebody. Um, so there's a need for, if both of those teammates are one person, there's a need for, when the ending is approaching, or as the time is appropriate, I'm hearing, not to stop and wait for the next step, but to continue on with the momentum. Um, I'm hearing you can stop when you get there. So, for example, if this is in terms of travel, you can stop and think when you actually get to your destination. You can stop and think when you're on the beach. You can stop and think when you're on the new job. You can stop and think when you're on the plane. I'm hearing you can stop and think when you're on the boat. You can stop and think when you're already traveling. When you're already on that journey, then you can have a moment to think. Um, yeah, I'm hearing this is for your growth. This is for you to gain independence, for you to grow by yourself, grow independently. Yeah, I'm getting there's a journey that somebody needs to take alone. Excuse me, there's a decision to be made alone, a new venture to be taken alone. Yeah, there comes a time in one's life where you kind of have to take the reins of your own life. Growing up, your parents decide what you eat, your parents decide, or your caretakers decide what you eat, where you go, what time you go to sleep. Um, and there comes a time in everyone's life where I'm hearing you have to begin reparenting. Somebody's finding it difficult to speak up and advocate for themselves. Somebody could come from a strict upbringing, from strict parents, from a structured household. Mm. Or this could be you. You could be a well balanced person, somebody who takes their time, somebody who considers different options, considers different outcomes before making a decision. Some of you could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I'm hearing short-sighted. So maybe some of you are being called to look at the bigger picture, see things um, from a broader perspective. Some of you just need support on this journey. For some of you, somebody could have betrayed you, and that's led you to feeling as though, yeah, 444. Fours could be significant to somebody. You could be born on the fourth. It could be a life path four. This could be happening in, I'm hearing 4 weeks. At the time of recording, it's the beginning of August. September is usually when the academic year begins. Um, you could be a really thoughtful person, a very introspective person. You could also be feeling kind of numb at this time. You could be, I'm hearing, at a stalemate. Someone's at a stalemate with themselves and some kind of teammate, partner, parent, someone that also helps to make decisions in their life. So if you live with your partner, that could be your partner. If you live with your parents, that could be your parent. For some of you, that could be a deity. I'm hearing Oshun. So some of you could be African, of African descent. Yeah, contemplating. I'm hearing somebody is really contemplating the decisions. I'm seeing that somebody's trying to see things from your perspective, or this could be you trying to see things from somebody else's perspective. Some of you need to consider how somebody else feels in order to make this decision. I'm sure I said that already. So I'm getting that some of you are willing and some of you are not so willing. Some of you feel like you just want to make this decision by yourself, but you have to consider somebody else, or it would only be, I'm hearing it's only right. It would only be compassionate. It would only be right for you to consider this other person. Um, that's not for all of you. For some of you, you can decide and go about your business. I'm hearing you can do battle by yourself. What else? For some of you, you could have felt as though you failed at something that you tried already, so you want to try something new. The only failure is never trying. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Some of you could be motivational speakers. Yeah, it's something that you're passionate about. Or somebody's passionate about you. I'm also hearing that if this is something that is aligned for you, if you feel strongly about something, that feeling is not coming from nowhere. I'm a strong believer that our intuition and that gut feeling that people speak about is God within us. God is not outside of you. God is within you and around you. God is in everything. God, Goddess, Most High, whatever, is not this being, this cloudy being in the sky. That feeling of this is unsafe, let's go home, is God within you, is Goddess within you, is the universe within you, is spirit within you. That feeling of I can do this, I'm going to try, is God, Goddess, universe, Allah, whoever. Yeah, some of you are craving this adventure. Some of you are craving new energy in your life. I'm seeing you holding on to something very tightly. I'm hearing sanity. Some of you feel like if you don't go after this new beginning, you might go insane. All right, drama. Some of you, I'm seeing the energy of somebody that's very flamboyant, that's very expressive, very dramatic, like myself. Excuse me. Excuse me, confirmation, but I'm seeing you're protecting this venture with everything in you. You're not letting anybody sway you. You're not letting anybody determine your decisions for you. Some of you are really putting your foot down and you're deciding for yourself, this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to make me happy. And if you don't resonate with that, I'm seeing that some of you also are trying your best to conserve your energy. I'm hearing you're doing everything you can to make sure that this is possible. You're doing everything you can to put yourself in a position for success, put yourself in a position where you are able to attain the things that you want and attain the things that you desire, attain the things that you feel you deserve. I'm getting for some of you, this isn't some grand, for some of you, this is a really big deal. And for others of you, this is simply a holiday. I'm hearing you simply just want some time to yourself. I'm hearing you want a holiday from the kids. Some of you could have children that you want some time apart from. I think there's like this unfair view of mothers and parents wanting time away from their children. A child is a person just like anybody else. A child is a person just like anybody else. Everybody's allowed to want time to themselves just for themselves. Everyone is deserving of having time to themselves just for themselves and not having to consider anybody else. But having said that, although everyone's entitled to that and everybody deserves that, I do think that in certain situations that needs to be discussed outside of yourself. You can't just pick up. I'm seeing somebody packing their bags and saying to the kids, you got to fend for yourselves. No. 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 Yeah, I'm getting that somebody, for some of you, I'm seeing somebody who wants to help, somebody who wants to support you, somebody who wants to support you in your endeavors. They want to be there when you pack up your bags and say to the kids, all right, see you later. And they're going to be there preparing dinner. They're going to be there to, I'm hearing, hold the fort. I'm hearing hold shit down. For some of you, I'm seeing somebody that is a single parent. Yeah, I'm seeing this decision could be difficult for you. You could be struggling to advocate for yourself and struggling to ask for what you need. It could be difficult for you to ask for help. You are so powerful. You don't even know how powerful you are. Some of you could be very spontaneous people. You feel comfortable making last minute decisions. Again, when you have to consider other people, there's a need to pause. You're being called to take a moment. It's not to say that things aren't going to happen in the way that you want them to, but there's a need to, I'm hearing, do things at the right time. Everything happens at the right time. So if there is something that you feel as though you're being pulled away from, that doesn't mean that this is something that you're never going to have or never going to experience. It possibly just means not right this second. It could be in an hour's time. It could be in a day's time. Um, I'm getting the energy of somebody who's really impatient. Um, also getting that somebody's overstimulated. So that could be playing into this feeling of a need for imminent independence. You need to be alone immediately. You need to go into your own space immediately. You need to not have to consider somebody else. I'm also hearing that if it's possible for you, if it's something that you can do, it may help to have a space in your house that is just for you, that nobody else is allowed into unless you deem it to be okay for you. I'm hearing that someone just needs somewhere to decompress. Yeah, so like I said, it doesn't need to be this big grand thing. For some of you, you just need somewhere where you can plant your feet and ground. Some of you could be spiritual practitioners. For some of you, you need a prayer room. For some of you, you need a room to meditate in. You need a room to, if you do spells, you need a room to, I'm hearing nap, a room to sit in quiet, sit in peace, a room to garden. Some of you could be building a greenhouse. Some of you could be, if you have a garden, you could be planting flowers. I'm getting you need something. You need an outlet. So if this is an actual travel abroad or travel or movement in that sense, then it could be a day trip. It could be, again, planting things. It could be something creative where you can have time to yourself. It could just be time where everybody's out of the house and you can just play your music and frolic around the house. It could be anything, literally anything. We could be here for hours. There's so many things. Yeah, I'm getting somebody feels like they're carrying everything right now. They just want to let go. Mm, yeah, somebody feels like they got away with something. Somebody feels like they got one over on you, like they pulled the wool over your eyes. Um, yeah, somebody. I'm seeing like the imagery of a pickpocket, like they took something when you weren't looking. Mm, yeah, I'm getting some kind of betrayal. I am getting somebody might have cheated on you, or you could have cheated on somebody. And if that isn't the case, then I'm also getting that there was some kind of financial deception. I'm hearing there was an action that went against the team. Um, yeah, somebody feels like you don't know about this. Somebody thinks that you're preoccupied. I'm hearing with the children, with the business, um, with family, with making decisions for the household. You didn't notice that this thing was missing. You didn't notice, or they didn't notice that you were feeling. I'm hearing they didn't notice that you were in your head about something. They didn't notice that you weren't feeling present. They didn't notice that you were drifting away. I mean, I'm getting less of an energy of drifting and more of an energy of sneaking, to be honest with you. Yeah, so it's somebody. So what I'm getting is that, yeah, I'm hearing I ain't even mad at you. I just need to deal with this in my own time, in my own space. I'm hearing that somebody is like somebody for some of you. This This person could be asking for forgiveness, doing this, doing that, buying flowers, planning dates, and, you know, doing everything they can essentially outside of what you need, which is to just give you time to think. I just need some time by myself. I just need some time alone. I'm hearing I need you to get the fuck up out my face. I need you to get out my face. I need to be alone. We keep coming back to this energy of this hermit. We keep coming back to this hermit energy, this introspection. The hermit speaks to soul searching, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, consciousness. Yeah, you need a moment. I'm hearing you can't heal in the same place that hurt you. Some of you lowered your standards. I'm hearing you still couldn't do that. All I asked you was to do this, this, and this, and you still couldn't do it. I'm hearing they didn't meet the bar. They didn't pass the test. And you put it on level 1. You had it on easy. You had it on beginner. And you still couldn't pass. You gave somebody an easy ride and they took it for granted. They thought they could run in and mess shit up. They thought they could run in and fuck shit up. They thought they didn't have to pour in and be intentional and be I'm hearing decisive. I'm hearing the word infidelity. I'm hearing the program wasn't strict enough. The program was strict, but it was altered for you, I'm hearing. So some of you could have let your boundaries slip. Some of you could have let your standards slide. Oh. Yeah, some of you went against your better judgment. Yeah, you did things, you did things by your own rules. You lived by your own rules. You did things the way that you wanted to do them. You didn't follow anybody else's advice. You had to do what you felt was right for you at the time. You had to trust yourself. You were wise enough, smart enough. You was kind, you was smart. You weren't looking for approval from anybody else. I'm hearing for some of you, you could have been in this relationship for 7 years, 5 years, 7 years. No ring. But that's not a big deal for some people. Like, who cares? A ring is... So for some people, marriage is literally just a piece of paper. For other people, it's foundational to the longevity of a relationship. That is how we start. We start with a ring. We start with, I know you, I love you, I want to be here forever. And we go forward as such. For some people, they're happy to know you and love you and just be with you, to share space with you. I don't want to say that. Share with that person mind, body, and soul without the need for social approval, without the need to follow somebody else's traditions or what somebody else said is right. For some of you, you want to change. You're trying to break generational curses, I'm hearing. You're trying to build your own traditions. You're not following anybody else. You do things as you see fit. The only person you have to answer to is God and God alone. I'm hearing only God could judge me. Yeah, and for some of you, that was the right thing for you to do. Everything happens at the right time. For some of you, you feel like that was a mistake. I'm hearing I should have trusted my mother. Some of you could come from a culture where, I mean, most cultures today are cultures where there's an idea of men just being who they are from birth and being incapable of change. That whole boys will be boys mentality. Yeah, some of you decided to trust your intuition instead. Some of you decided to trust your relationship with God instead, rather than trust what the people in the building that call themselves followers of God decide is right for you. That is very specific for someone or some people. Yeah, I'm hearing you saw things in this person that you valued. It wasn't about what anybody else wanted or thought or had to say or opinions they held. I'm hearing this is the lesson that needed to be learned. If this is a situation that you're um I'm hearing you're entitled to grow. If this is a situation that is going to be worked upon, there need to be boundaries in place. There need to be boundaries and preferences are incredibly different. They are not the same thing. Um, that is for somebody. I feel the need to look up the definition of boundaries so that we all are on the same page. Let's see. Boundaries. Let's see. Okay. Boundaries. Meaning. Sorry, my phone is slower than a snail. Slower than a snail. Let's see. Personal boundaries are the invisible rules and limits we set to define what acceptable behavior looks like from others and how we will respond if those limits are crossed. They protect our physical, emotional, and mental well being, helping us separate our own needs and feelings from the needs and feelings of other people. Hmm. So, back to feelings and preferences are different. A preference is something that can be flexible. A preference is something that, you know, how you would like things to be. Whereas a boundary is more so, this is how it's going to be. And if it's not going to be like that, then we're going to have a discussion and it's going to be essentially, there's going to be some problems. So, for example, if your boundary is cheating, that means there's going to be repercussions if this behavior is exhibited. If somebody, does something that goes against your boundaries, it's not just, oh, well, please don't do that again. It's no, how are we going to make sure this doesn't happen again? Because it cannot. In order for us to be able to continue being in connection, I need this behavior to stop immediately. That's what a boundary is. A boundary is, there's no in my I can only speak from my personal experience. In my life, there's not really any flexibility when it comes to my boundaries. I'll be really real with you. Um yeah, I'm hearing strict program. Some of you have a very strict program. And some of you are being called to strengthen the walls, strengthen the firewalls, I'm hearing. Increase the difficulty of the entry test. Okay. Call HR. Don't be afraid to call HR on a motherfucker. Do you understand? Hello, this is your verbal warning. Okay? This is your verbal warning. This is your written warning. and now you're gonna have to get the fuck up out my face. Yeah, somebody is not with the games. Somebody is not with the games at all. This could be you or your person. Somebody, I just heard you got 3 strikes and you're the fuck out of here. Somebody is not playing at all in any capacity. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody. You've got choices. I'm hearing you've got choices. You can continue to deceive or you can act right. You can continue to be irresponsible or you can act right. I'm hearing there's really no options. I'm seeing a parent asking the child, "Do you want to go to bed with the teddy or do you want to go to bed with the bunny?" It's not really an option you're being given. You're being given an option that is really obsolete. It doesn't matter what plushie you go to bed with, you're going to bed. That is the energy. The energy is, it doesn't matter which lie you tell. If you tell a lie, you're getting the fuck out of here. Yeah, somebody's boundaried up. I'm seeing somebody with armor on. Yeah, they're not playing. They are not playing. Yeah, this is what they want. This is how they want things to be. They want to be in a connection where the love is abundant, the communication is flowing, the romance is going, I'm hearing the boat is rowing. Like they want to create music. They want their love to feel like a love song. I'm hearing. I'm hearing you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You're just like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. Somebody, I'm hearing, wants to fall back in love. They don't want to feel alone in this connection. They want to make decisions with you that lead you back into being in community with one another, in love with one another, in like with one another. I'm hearing somebody say they want their best friend back. Yeah. There's a new season approaching. You're approaching a new season. Maybe the holiday, the it's not escape, but escape is giving like running away from something. But the energy of travel, of movement, maybe that's something that you're doing together to kind of restart this new season of um trust being built, um joy within your connection being built. Mm. Yeah, this is what you wanted all the while, this whole time. I'm hearing this whole time when all this mess was going on. This is what you wanted. This is what this person wanted. I'm hearing. Yeah, there's gonna be a celebration once you overcome these difficulties. You can celebrate. You can look at how far you've come. I'm hearing testimony. Um, this could be you could be one of those relationships that people refer to as goals, but they don't know what work it takes to get there. They don't know the I'm hearing they weren't really shooting in the gym. They don't know what you have to do behind closed doors to maintain this connection so that it can thrive, so that it can glow and um, shine upon the world. I'm hearing forgive yourself. Someone's really hard on themselves. Somebody's very judgmental. There's a lot of self doubt. Be easy. I'm hearing be easy. Take it easy with yourself. Yeah, forgiveness. Literally, judgment card. I'm hearing everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Some of you could be fans of Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus. And that is all. All is that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your energy. It's always amazing being in you guys' energy. I just feel like I feel hopeful, you know. Whenever I connect with you guys, I feel like I can do anything. So corny. But yeah, thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening. If you're going about your day, if you're starting your day, I hope you have the best one. And if you're going to sleep anytime soon, I hope you have the sweetest of dreams. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.